Hey, good morning, Phillip. Quick demo video for you for two of your sabers and two blades. So I've got your Roman props MK1, the classic saber with the Rudy Pando chamber. They're both installed with Proffies. They both have 28 millimeter Smogels Outpost speakers, but we'll go over this one last just because it was the first one I picked up. And then I've also got your very cool Roman props mashup from the Kenobi series. So as you know, this is a mix between you've got the Inception Elite down here basically, and then you've got the MK1. It's the MK1 emitter. If you look here, they look identical, right? So that's what that is there. Very cool from the Kenobi series. I typically haven't installed or don't take commissions for Inception Elites only because of the switch box. It was a long time ago. I had a lot of problems with the switch box, but my 3D modeling skills have kind of changed since then. That was probably like a year and a half ago or so. I did have to come up with a new switch solution than what was in there though. So I took the Delrin placeholder that was in there. I took it out, modeled up a switch holder to go in here, and it's a little bit hard to see, but you'll see that in person. It's got two tactile switches on it, and then this switch plate is glued onto the two tactile switches, and it works really well. Your front switch, that's your activation, and your back, that's your auxiliary. It's very well placed in there. It's not going to come out on you. They both have CC sabers in here for your lit PCB connectors. And then for this one in particular, what you want to do to get to the board is you want to unscrew the grenade section and the pommel. And I tightened this up pretty good, so it should come off as one unit because it has a speaker pod in here. It's got a 28 millimeter Smogels Outpost Elite speaker, and the only place it would fit is inside the pommel. It wouldn't fit through the grenade section, so that's why that had to be a speaker pod. So we'll put that off to the side, and then here's what you've got here. A little hard to see. It does say Solo Sabers around here for me. Smogels Outpost emblem. There's your stock pogo pins for your speaker pod. Kind of what your chassis looks like. Looks nice and simple from here, but all the wiring and everything obviously was done in here. You've got easy access to your micro USB and your SD card. But to get to your SD card, you first have to pull out your kill key. This has a 1.3 millimeter recharge port, and then I custom designed the kill key for it, right? So you just come over here and pull it out just like that. Don't lose it. It's pretty small. I usually like to kind of test it first to make sure everything's good. So everything's good there. We'll take the pommel, put it on. You only wanted one sound font per saber, so I made sure that each font was on the saber for you. Sounds very good. I gave you twist off on both of these. I typically don't do any kind of motion controls to turn the sabers on, so you will have to hit the switch. All your LEDs are firing up there, but you can twist off just like that. Not going to lock the blades down. I'm just going to put them in the sabers and show you that they work. I made you two separate recessed NeoPixel blades. They're both the same length, but as you can see on this top one, I only wrote in one. I didn't write in both of them. It will probably come off after time putting this in and out of the emitter, but for now, if you can see that, it says MK1, and then if you turn it, it kind of says MK1 again. So this obviously is for the MK1. All right. On the emitters, they are slightly different. I tried to make them as universal as I could, and I've tested that. They both work on each saber, but one was really kind of designed for the MK1 and the other for the mashup, right? So you got your recessed PCB here. Throw it in the emitter, and then you've got a very small blade retention. I'm not going to lock it down for now, but it's right here. And of course, it's the same emitter on each one, but the cup was a little different. Very bright blade. Just like that, and we'll put put this off to the side, and then we'll just put the kill key back inside of this guy, right? So when we're done, take this off. I'll turn this on so that you can see when I put this kill key in, it cuts power just like it should. Very small thing, but it's effective. And that is basically the mashup. All right. So we'll put this off to the side. A few things on your MK1. One, here is your piece that comes out when you put the chamber or the Rudy Pando chamber in. So I'll send that with the saber. You did have an extra stock piece for your Pando chamber. It was fitting very snug in here. It's this guy right here, if you can see that in your bag. I was having a lot of difficulty getting that to fit and have this grenade section slide up and down. So I went ahead and I put it in your bag. I don't know if you want to sand it down and snap it in there. It's pretty much just a snap fit. But in order to get to the chamber, what you want to do is take this clamp right here and flip it open. But when you do, just be careful because that makes your clamp card loose, okay? And then we'll kind of take this grenade section, move it over clockwise a hair, and pull it forward. This also is pretty tight. This is a super snug fit. I don't know if it's because of some of the finish that's on the actual inside of the grenade section or what, but it is super snug. Okay, but it does open, so you just have to be careful doing it. It's not going to fly open on you. Okay, but what you want to do on this guy, and you've got your real quartz crystal there, and you've got all the chamber upgrades that you sent. That piece I was talking about just snaps on here anywhere you want. But what you want to do to get to this chassis is you just want to unscrew the pommel, not the booster section. Try not to drop it. There we go. I turn this on and you look right here. You've got another 1.3 millimeter recharge port. You've got a kill key, or I'm sorry, a kill switch on this one, and then access to your micro USB and your SD card. So we'll just come over here and we flip the switch. The Force will be with you always. This also has a 28 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. I've got your one crystal but two different accents. I've got one accent that's over here that's wired independently, and obviously that's pulsing right now. Your top accent is wired in line with your blade. So if we turn this on, it's a little difficult to do when the grenade section's on or open. It all goes solid, but I wanted it to have a nice even light. It's a little bit hard to see what it's doing on camera, but when you get this in person, you'll notice it. I'll hit the auxiliary a few times. And again, I gave you twist off on this. So we'll go ahead and we'll put the pommel back on because your speaker is actually located in this area. On the new Rudy chambers, he built in a 28 millimeter speaker holder. So that's super convenient. We'll go ahead and we'll slide this back down. Lock that back down into place. And then we can take your other blade here, that the one that's actually labeled and says MK1 in there. Hard to see that now. There we go. Right? We'll throw it in. And turn this on too. You got a nice bright blade on this one as well. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and take the blade out. So yeah, when we're done with this guy, we'll just simply take the pommel off. Again, trying to make sure I don't drop it. Turn this guy on real quick. And then come over here and hit the kill switch. And it cuts everything off just like it should. And that is pretty much your MK1. Or actually both your sabers and both your blades. So let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I'll package these guys up and get them out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right. Thanks.